If you're over 45, I'm willing to bet your closet is full of shirts, but you keep wearing the same 2 or 3. Here's why most guys our age don't have a clothing problem. We have a clarity problem. We've accumulated shirts over the years, but we don't have a system. So every morning becomes this guessing game of what actually works. I'm going to show you a simple foundation that changes that 5 specific dress shirts that cover every situation you'll actually face. Not more, not less. Just the 5 that work together so well getting dressed becomes automatic. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which shirts to keep, which ones to let go, and how to build a wardrobe that actually makes your life easier. Let me share 3 patterns I've noticed over the years. Chances are at least one of these will sound familiar. The first pattern, holding on to what worked. Before, we all do this. Those slim fit shirts that looked great 15 years ago, the bright colors, and trendy patterns that felt fresh back then. They're still in the closet, and we still reach for them sometimes. But here's the thing, what looked confident at 30 can look uncomfortable at 50, not because you've changed for the worse, but because you've evolved. And your clothes should evolve with you. It's about dressing for who you are now, not who you used to be. The second pattern, comfort over everything. I get it. After decades of dressing a certain way, it's tempting to just prioritize comfort. Looser shirts, softer fabrics, nothing too structured. And there's nothing wrong with comfort, but when everything in your wardrobe is oversized and shapeless, the message you're sending isn't, I'm comfortable. It's, I've checked out. And you can be comfortable and still look intentional. That's actually the sweet spot at this age. The third pattern, collecting instead of curating. Maybe you've invested in some quality pieces over the years, nice brands, good fabrics, but somehow nothing really works together. Every shirt has a different vibe, a different fit. Your closet has plenty of options, but you still find yourself thinking, I've got nothing to wear. That's because having good pieces isn't enough. You need a system where everything connects. Now here's the good news, and this is why I wanted to walk you through these patterns first. Once you understand what's not working, the solution becomes really straightforward. And it starts with just 5 shirts that do all the heavy lifting. If any of this is hitting home, hit that like button. It helps other guys find this. All right, so here's the system: 5 dress shirts that become your foundation for everything. These aren't about keeping up with trends or making statements. They're not about logos or price tags. They're simply the reliable backbone that makes getting dressed easier and more consistent. Think of them as your starting lineup. Each one has a specific role, a specific situation it handles better than anything else. But here's what makes this work. They're all built on the same principles, so they naturally pair with the same pants, same shoes, same jackets. The result: you're not starting from scratch every morning. You've got a formula that just works. Now let me walk you through each one, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Let me walk you through each one and when you'd actually wear it. Shirt 1, the classic white dress. Shirt. Let's start with the obvious one, but stick with me because there's a reason this matters more than you think. This is your go-to for anything important. Meetings, dinners where first impressions matter, family events whenever you need to look polished and put together. White just works. It's clean, it's straightforward, and it communicates confidence without saying a word. And no, it's not boring. What's boring is wearing something wrinkled or poorly fitted that distracts from you. The key is getting the right one good fabric that doesn't show through a structured collar and a fit that actually matches your shoulders. When you nail those 3 things, you've got a shirt that'll serve you for years. Shirt 2, the light blue dress. Shirt. Now, if the white shirt is your formal foundation, this is your everyday workhorse. If I had to pick one shirt to wear more than any other, it'd be light blue. It's that perfect middle ground, professional enough for work, relaxed enough for everything else. You can wear this to the office, to lunch meetings, on casual Fridays, pretty much anywhere. It pairs easily with gray pants, navy blazers, khakis, all the staples you probably already own. And it's a bit more forgiving than white if you're not in a super formal setting. Think of light blue as your everyday workhorse. In fact, if you're just starting to rebuild your wardrobe, this is the first one I'd buy. Shirt 3, the dark blue or navy dress shirt. Here's where things get more interesting, and this is one a lot of guys overlook. This one's interesting because it really comes into its own at this stage of life. Navy works particularly well. If you've got some gray in your hair, it creates this naturally sophisticated look that's hard to replicate when you're younger. It's perfect for evening events, nice dinners, or anytime you want to project calm authority without being too formal. Navy has this quiet confidence to it. It doesn't announce itself, but people notice. Pair it with dark jeans or charcoal pants and you've got an outfit that handles most of your non-business occasions. Before we continue, if you are finding this useful, go ahead and subscribe. I share practical style advice for guys our age every week, just straightforward stuff that actually works. Shirt 4, the subtle pattern or fine check. Alright, the first 3 shirts handle your professional and dressy situations. Now let's talk about the weekend, and this is where a lot of guys either get it really right or really wrong. This is your casual shirt that still looks intentional. Small checks, thin stripes, understated patterns, nothing loud. This works for meeting friends, weekend dinners, relaxed Fridays, anytime you want to look put together without looking like you're heading into a boardroom. The key with patterns at our age is keeping them subtle. Small, refined patterns just look more sophisticated than big, bold ones. Think classic rather than trendy, and you'll be in good shape. Shirt 5, the Oxford or chambray. And here's the final piece, the shirt that bridges the gap between dressed up and just living my life. This is your everyday shirt. Heavier fabric, more casual, but still structured enough that you look like you made an effort. You'd wear this traveling running errands, grabbing lunch with friends, basically living your life. You can roll the sleeves, wear it untucked with chinos, layer it under a sweater. It's versatile in a way that the more formal shirts aren't. What I like about Oxford cloth or chambray is that you still look intentional even when you're not trying that hard. And honestly, that's the whole point at this stage. So there you have it, 5 shirts each with a clear purpose. But here's where this really comes together, and this is the part that makes the whole system work. Remember those 3 patterns we talked about at the beginning? Let me show you how these 5 shirts solve each one. The first pattern was holding on to what worked before, shirts that don't quite fit who you are now. These 5 shirts solve that because they're naturally age appropriate. Nothing tight, nothing trendy, nothing that feels forced. Just solid, timeless pieces that work with where you are in life. The second pattern was prioritizing comfort to the point of giving up on style. These shirts give you the best of both worlds structure without sacrificing comfort. Even the most casual one, the Oxford, still looks intentional. You look like you care because you do. And the third pattern, collecting good pieces that don't work together, this is where the system really pays off. All 5 of these shirts pair with the same pants, same shoes, same jackets. You're not mixing and matching random styles anymore. Everything connects, so getting dressed becomes simple. These aren't just good shirts, they're reliable shirts. And reliability at this point in life is worth way more than novelty. Drop a comment and let me know which of these 5 are you missing right now. Look, here's what I've learned about dressing well at this stage of life. It's not complicated. You don't need a massive wardrobe. You don't need expensive brands. You just need clarity, a foundation of pieces that work together and make sense for who you are now. That means being honest with yourself, not trying to dress younger, not giving up and getting sloppy. Just finding that middle ground where you look like yourself, only sharper and more intentional. And here's the thing, nobody talks about when you get dressed in the morning and you feel good about how you look. That confidence carries into everything else. The way you walk into a room, the way people respond to you, it all shifts. So let me ask you this, which of those 3 patterns are you dealing with right now? Are you holding on to shirts that don't work anymore? Leaning too hard into comfort at the expense of looking sharp? Or do you have a closet full of good pieces that just don't connect? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and I'm happy to point you in the right direction based on where you're starting. And if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and share this with a friend who's asking the same questions. We're building something here, a community of guys who want to look good without overcomplicating it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.